So in 1 week we go to Poland and I have no visa.
You have a visa?
As a
no.
European.
Good morning, everyone. The day has finally arrived. So I'm on my way to the car park. Get my car downstairs, park it, and we should be on the way to Dover. And we find out. Look at this shit.
This was probably the longest traffic jams I've ever seen. I think there was a major accident on the other side. I kid you not, this traffic jam was at least 2 to 3 miles long and it was standstill. And as we were driving closer and closer to the border, our hearts were racing. It was absolutely stressful thinking what could happen if they were to say no, we can't let you in. And this was the moment of truth. Let's see what happens.
Morning.
Hello.
Bonjour.
Yeah. Look, I know internet is gone before.
You have a visa?
As a European Union.
As a family permit?
Who's married?
Yeah,
Yeah,
married.
We have a marriage certificate if needed.
Okay, no problem. So we just managed to clear all the immigration and security. Finally we're going to Poland. Fortunately there was no drama or anything. They just literally checked our passports and they obviously checked that we're a family and they just let us in. Once you clear the security, they just hand you this number. So it's basically your lane number that you just go and park your car.
To return to the vehicle decks whilst the vessel is at sea. Following this announcement, there will be some important information regarding your safety in the unlikely event of an emergency, so do please listen carefully for the safety announcement that follows.
A few minutes later.
Finally, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for choosing Irish Ferries to travel with this morning and wish you all a very pleasant crossing and a safe onward journey. Thank you.
One eternity later.
Ship's alarm. 7 short blasts followed by 1 prolonged blast.
The moment we stepped on this ferry, it felt like a heavy burden has been lifted from our shoulders. And now the only thing we were worried is how we're gonna sit through the next 8 hours listening to baby songs. This is our first stop after leaving Nottingham.
at 5 o'clock this morning. We had a bit of break on the ferry for about an hour and a half. So we just stopped for some petrol and a coffee, and we're having a sandwich as well. We'll stay here probably for another 10-15 minutes, and then we'll head back to our hotel. The hotel is about, I think, 3 hours drive from here, so it's not too far. It's not been tiring at all, even though we only slept like 3.5 hours yesterday, but everything's been good so far. I think we reached our room at around 9:30, 10 o'clock in the night. I didn't film much towards the end of our drive because it was getting dark, it was raining, baby was getting cranky as well. So I thought I'll just focus on the driving, get us to the room safely. In this exact moment, I was desperately trying to find a nearest petrol station because I was driving on a low fuel for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Although it shows the fuel range is 85 miles, but that number isn't necessarily accurate. With the higher speed limits in Germany, that number would go down crazy fast. So we are on the way to Poland today. So last night we reached around 9:30 at our hotel in Germany. It was a good drive, no hiccups, it was pretty smooth. And you just saw we were cutting it close. We were running out of fuel. So there was a bit of miscalculation with the petrol. But we made it to the petrol station without getting stranded anywhere. That's the important part. We're gonna have a coffee here and head towards the Poland. It was nice to have a bit of downtime from driving in Poland. We stayed there for 2 nights because of the wedding. Wedding turned out to be pretty great. This drive from Poland to Lithuania was going to be a pretty long one. I think it was around 800 kilometer distance from the place we were staying in Poland to Lithuania.
Maybe you should know this ain't my first rodeo. I've been around long enough to know there's some things you can't.
And the moment we left city, we were hit by the rainstorms as well. And this time around it was worse than Germany. It was non-stop raining from Poland to Lithuania.
Change your mind, 'cause the bus is a humming. Are you staying? Are you coming?
We didn't take any long break this time around because we wanted to cover as much of this as we could. So we just stopped for fuel breaks. We'd have a coffee, probably a protein bar, and we would carry on driving. We finally had to stop just before the Lithuanian border because everyone was getting tired. So this was me trying to say something in front of the camera, but the cafe was so loud I could barely hear myself. So we ended up ordering some hot food, which was nice. It was pretty bland because Eastern European meals are pretty basic. It's mainly the meat and potatoes. But it was great. It was nice to have a hot meal after such a long day of driving. And I saw this protein shake in this fridge and I had to try it. So that manly protein shake gave me enough energy to push me through the baby songs for the next couple of hours.
Lord, some things you just got to let go. Oh, you gotta let go. Oh, Lord, you can't take it back.
And guys, we finally made it. We finally made it to Lithuania. So from Poland, it was about 10 to 11 hours drive, which was supposed to be actually 9 hours drive, but the weather was absolutely horrendous. It was raining all the way to Lithuania. So we left Poland around 8:30 in the morning and we were planning to reach Lithuania by 6 o'clock. But that wasn't the case with the baby, obviously, because we had to stop a couple of times in between for a break. We didn't take any big long breaks, I think. We just took one long break just on the Poland and Lithuania border, which was okay for a petrol station. It wasn't something particularly great food. And after that we kept on driving for another 3 hours. I tried to film it as much as possible during this trip, but obviously time and weather wasn't on our side. So hopefully weather here is going to be a lot more drier and hotter for the next week, and we'll get to film some more activities whilst we are here. I hope you enjoy this little journey, and I'll see you in the next one.